Hello there, Ray here. Today I would like to talk a little bit about the changes that they made to the enchanting in 1.14.3 pre-release 2. Now in this recent snapshot, they fixed a bug to do with enchanting tables where people were getting really poor enchantments for high-level tiered gear such as diamond, but were getting good enchantments for low-tiered stuff like wood. This was definitely a bug, and they did fix this, which is great. But what they also fixed is the ability to get god armor in survival. This is something I showed you guys several months ago now, how it was possible to get god armor, which is what it is known as, in survival. And this hasn't been possible since way back in the early days of Minecraft. Essentially, when you stick your armor pieces into enchanting table, there was a chance of just not only having like normal protection, but having that plus another type of protection on it. So let me go to the previous version. So currently we are in pre-release 2. Let's go back to pre-release 1 and see the difference. Okay, so we are here in pre-release 1. This is before the change enchanting. Notice that we can actually go ahead and take these different books with different types of protection, and we can actually put those on a single chest plate. So if I go ahead and put protection on, that's pretty normal. And if I go ahead and put fire protection, you notice it stacks onto it. And I can do blast protection as well, and even projectile protection. That's all on a single chest plate. Getting these overpowered armor sets has been possible ever since 19W3A, which was 4 months ago when I showed this. And when I released that video, a lot of you guys said it was a bug and then they were going to immediately fix it. But shortly after, when a bug report was made on this, the bug report was marked as worked as intended, meaning that this is the intended behavior of the game. And therefore, the Mojang developers were not going to change this. Now if we head back into the latest pre-release, which is number 2, so now we're in that latest version. If we go ahead and try this now with a new set of armor, you can see we can put the initial protection on it. But when it comes down to putting any more types of protection, you see it doesn't allow us to do this. So with the changes that they made to the enchanting table, they also change it so that you can no longer get the so-called god armor. Now when testing this stuff out, you do have to be kind of careful not to do this in creative because there's some things you could do in creative that you can't do in survival. Such as you can put any type of protection onto any type of block. And that can be done in creative, but if I was in survival, you'll see that this is not possible. But even in creative mode, you can't go ahead and put two different types of protection onto a single piece, so you'd have to use commands to do that. Now one way to test out enchanting while being in creative and making sure that it acts just like you're in survival, if you use the enchant command, the game will only put enchantments on stuff that you can do in survival. So if I try to enchant this with Aqua Affinity, even though it's a chest plate, you'll see that I'll be denied, even though I'm in creative and I use commands. This makes it pretty easy for me to test to see if they made this change or not. If I just do this twice, you see that I can easily check to see if God Armor has been nerfed. And after making the last snapshot review video, one of you guys asked me if God Armor was nerfed, but I assumed it was not. I went on to test it and actually found out that it was. So if you guys do want to have some really OP armor for future versions, you definitely want to collect a whole bunch of sets of these, because these are by far the best armor that you could possibly get in survival, besides that gold helmet, which I talked about in the previous God Armor video. And you could do this to the helmets as well as the leggings and boots as well. And if you do that, that will max out the fire, blast, as well as projectile protection that's possible to have on your character in survival. Now it shouldn't be too hard to get all these enchantments on your armor, as villager trading in this version is pretty useful. It's not too difficult to get all these type of books from them. And on the Protect server, where we try to collect all the different types of rares throughout all the different versions, we will definitely be hoarding a lot of these. So definitely expect us, when we do upgrade to 1.14, to stop in version 1.14.2 and be enchanting a ton of these sets and storing them away for future versions. Now even though they marked this as worked as intended, it's unlikely that they're going to go ahead and change this, just because it probably accidentally got fixed when they were fixing the enchanting bug, and they're probably not going to go back and revert it so that we can get God Armor once again. It's very possible that the enchanting problems came about the same time as the God Armor was introduced into the snapshots. This is a pretty big change for everyone who's playing in the 1.14 versions. Since this God Armor been around for 4 months, a lot of people probably got used to it already. So if your server is still running in 1.14.2, you'll want to grab this armor before they upgrade to 1.14.3 full release when it does come out. But those of you guys that are playing in the snapshots, you want to grab this armor before you upgrade your snapshot world to the latest version. Thank you guys who went ahead and commented asking if this was still possible in this newest version, because this early warning will allow people to get more of this armor before updating. Now if you guys want to learn more about the God Armor or the Protection 8 Gold Helmet, I'll put both those videos links down in the description, as they covered those topics much better than this video did. And if you guys notice any other changes like this in the future when you're playing in your Snapshot worlds, be sure to tell me down in the comments. Or you can private message me on Discord. Our community Discord link is down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to go ahead and show it with a like and share it with someone else. And if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to go ahead and do that now. And I'd like to thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This might take a while. Bye bye.